Well, what is growing at Whirlwind Family Farm? I realize so many times I'll show you what we grow, how we grow it, but I realize sometimes I don't take you around and actually show you Whirlwind Family Farm as I'm out here I'm reaching down to get my coffee, on a very beautiful Friday morning, having my coffee, which I like to do in the garden. Set my coffee cup down as we take a walk around the garden. But if you take a look, first of all, we've got pole beans right here on the north end. We have bush beans, or you know them as green beans, along this path. My wife has put in zucchini right over there. And if you look over here to the west side or the northwest side, those are all cantaloupe and they're coming along nicely. My wife always likes to plant flowers over there on the side. She has a row of various type flowers to bring in those pollinators. So you can see that's kind of going up here in the north end, what we've got going. Let's take a walk down into one of our high tunnels. Just take a step down here and we'll step underneath. We've got these sides open on the high tunnel. Of course, on this side is where our propagation, this is kind of I call it the engine of the farm. It's where the new starts in the seed trays. We got a few things going. There's some radishes. Go over there and look at that real quick. Those radishes are really starting to pop. So we'll actually be putting those in the ground next week. If I turn the camera around, you can see these are various indeterminate tomatoes. We have some Better Boys, Estivas, and you can see they've already got their trellising lines. Once they get to a certain size, we put them in the ground fairly small, and then we come in and put their little trellising lines on them because they'll get up to 9-10 feet tall. So let's go out of the propagation tunnel, come down to what we call the east tunnel. And as you see, we have our deer fence. When this farm was built, that's one of the things we knew in the Texas Hill Country. This county and the next county over is one of the highest populations of white-tailed deer in the nation. Okay, we're at the east tunnel. Let's step underneath. We got it ventilated this morning. This tunnel has more of the cucumbers. And so the cucumbers along this row are trellised. As you can see right through there, there's some cucumbers right there. There's a few brand new cucumbers right along this row that my wife has planted. We have some candy onions right there. And you can see there's a lot of things. You can see there's some different types of lettuces. You can see there's different things that are companion planted. And we're big on that out here. If you look over in this row, you can see some of the cucumbers and you'll see onions along the side. So another example of companion planting right in there. And let's just walk over here real quick. And you can see in our succession planting, we have radishes going. So there's some radishes that were planted this week, and those were some that are planted last week. So you kind of get an idea of how we manage this small market garden. Now let's walk down towards the back of Whirlwind Family Farm. Take a look. The first thing you'll notice here is the blackberries, and you can see they're kind of gone crazy. We kind of let them do their thing. Blackberries are already starting to do well. Blackberries along there. There's blackberries in the back. And here is right at 300 okra plants that have been planted, and they're finally starting to take off. They were put in when they were fairly small as seedlings. So they're really prospering along. Let's go around over to this side. And the first thing you'll notice over here is more bush beans, green beans, as you might call them. There's a row of flowers that my wife, again, to bring pollinators in. There's pole beans, more bush beans. Actually, let me back up. I told you wrong. Those are black-eyed peas. Those are bush beans, green beans. The black-eyed peas, they had trouble in the beginning because we had a late frost. Bush beans, squash. Squash is starting to come up and really do well, and our customers love our squash. We have some little small determinate tomatoes. They were planted kind of early, but they are starting to make it. This whole row is outdoor determinate tomatoes, so they're just going to be the size of a bush. They do not have to be trellised. And of course, this is our little trellising fence, and those are a type of pole beans that are right there. If you look at the back, my wife has some flowers there. So one more area we're going to look at. This is the west tunnel, and I need to actually lift it up a little bit more. It's ventilated here on the side. But if you look right here, just planted with my earthway seeder some new little onions. So We got to keep them wet to keep that germination happening for the next 5 to 6 days. In here are some smaller tomatoes. You can see right in there are tomatoes. Some of these have already been trellised. If you look close, you can see those trellising lines. And over here on the edge, we've already started harvesting carrots. Those were planted a little too tightly together, in my opinion. I probably should have gone with a smaller plate to drop out fewer seeds. So you can see right there. Now I'm going to step through the east side of this tunnel and come over here. This is a row that was just prepped the last couple of days. You can see the compost is put down. There's going to be peppers. There's going to be jalapenos and serranos planted there in the next 5 to 6 days. More outside carrots, more bush beans, green beans as you would know them. And then one of the things that had a little bit of trouble early on, but there you can see there some onions that have done fairly well. Some of those did not germinate as they should. But there's just a quick walk around of Whirlwind Family Farm. And one of the things I like to say, and I've talked about this in other videos, is we always keep things in succession. We try to keep, once something has finished its season, then we start the next season with it. And you can do the same. And as I've said many times, whether you're using containers on a balcony at your apartment, you can have succession planting. Once something reaches the end of its life cycle, you move on to the next. If you have a small backyard garden, that's simple to do. So it's a way to have good, fresh, organic vegetables that you know where they come from year-round. And I can't preach that enough. There's nothing like knowing that's your vegetable, you raised, and you know there's no chemicals on it. It doesn't matter where you buy things, and they may say they're organic, and they truly may be organic. But when you raise it, there's no doubt. So that's it. This is Whirlwind Family Farm. It's 1 acre. It's big enough to have fairly decent production, but not so big that my wife and I can't tend to it every day because it takes a lot of work. Thanks again for finding our channel. If you've been with us for a while, we always appreciate you. We have other videos that take you further along in that gardening process. Check those out here on the screen. Blessings over you, your family, your garden. Talk to you soon from Whirlwind Family Farm.